Well, good morning, everyone. I hope that you had a great week, and as it comes to a close today, I hope that all is well for you. I want to show you something, excuse me, in the life of Abraham that it's very striking to me. It's in chapter number 13, and it's early on when Abraham really is just getting to know the Lord and going through some things back and forth. He's had to learn some lessons the hard way, taking matters into his own hands when he was afraid, and then actually causing what he was afraid of to come to pass. And then he gets this opportunity to separate from Lot. They both are blessed so much that they need to separate and divide their herds and just use different land. And Abraham uses humility and a trust in the Lord really for one of the first dramatic times in his life. And so Abram and Lot had to move their stuff apart. So let me just read it to you, Genesis 13, and I want you to catch the humility and the trust in the Lord that takes place when Abraham determines to let basically Lot, who has really just been an anchor, something he has to always contend with people for. He has to always, in later chapters, we'll see that Lot even becomes someone that Abraham has to go into battle for, because Lot is not necessarily the wisest young man. And yet Abraham allows this man to choose the land first. Watch what happens here. It says, and Lot also, verse number 5, which went with Abram and had herds and flocks and tents, and the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their substance was great, so that they could not dwell together. And there was a strife between the herdsmen of Abraham and Abraham's cattle and the herdsmen of Lot's cattle, and the Canaanites and the Perizzites dwelled then in the land. Probably noting that for us to understand that if they remained divided, it was going to get worse. Others would jump in and make it a big deal. And Abraham said unto Lot, let there be no strife. I pray thee between me and thee, and between my herdsmen and thy herdsmen, for we are brethren. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right. Excuse me. If thou depart to the right hand, then I will go to the left. I mean, think about it. Abraham's the older. He is the one of authority. He's actually the one that the blessings are coming through. And he could have just simply told Lot, you're going that way and I'm going this way. But he let Lot pick first. Now look how Lot picks. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, and it was well watered everywhere before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Zoar. And Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east and they separated themselves the one from the other. And Abram dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent towards Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. And so obviously Lot chooses to go towards the big city where God was not honored. In fact, God was mocked by their behavior. And what happens next is the key right here. Watch what happens next. And the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now thine eye, and look from the place where thou art, northward and southward, eastward and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. Arise and walk through the land, the length of it, and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee. And Abram removed his tent and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord. When Abram decided to allow Lot to choose first, it didn't negate the power of God's blessing. In fact, by allowing Lot to choose first, Lot went the direction that seemed best, and he chose for himself the very best, at least in his mind, and he chose to go move towards the cities that were filled with wickedness. And Abraham was left with what was seemingly the lesser desirable area, but it was better. It was better for Lot, it was better for his family, and God's blessings were wherever Lot went. the key to this whole thing is that the way this plays out is that Abram chooses humility. He chooses to allow others to go first. And so I want to encourage you with that. Don't be afraid of God being able to give you the best if you don't shove your way to the front. There are a lot of people out there that push their way to the front, making sure they get theirs. God is able to bless when we allow others to go first. I hope that is a help to you today. Have a great day.